Welcome to Momentum Trading Group. We're going to now go over charting basics just so you can understand how to use the chart. If you notice this again, I just have my toolbar up here. And again, like we discussed earlier, everything is off of the drop-down menu, the first drop-down menu at the top. Charting is going to be the one that says chart, the second one there. If you select that, it brings up your tool window. And you just type in, for this case, we're going to use the ES. Click on the very top one there, select OK. This is going to load a chart for us. Go ahead and expand that out. Now, what this represents, just to give you an idea, this represents the price of the current S&P, and then this is going to be the time frame across the bottom here. So you can see right here, this is October 20th. It starts right here. It's going to be right there at 0. And then the stock market opened at 8:30. So this candle, this right here is going to represent the open of the candle. Each one of these represents the previous close. So you can see how the close here, and then you've got a higher close and a higher close. So you can see how the market it would be closing higher every single day. And looking at that, just a couple of things just across this side here. If you come over here, this is just your properties window, and I'm going to show you a faster way to get to that. This just gives you the ability to print your chart. Here just gives you, off of here, you're able to select contract and other different things there. So strategy picker is just different strategies. In this case, we're using the outrights contract. Active is just the current month, which is December. And then these are additional futures contracts. You don't need to look at these, but just to give you an example of what these charts look like. You can see these are very thinly traded. You can see there's only been, a little bit, so there's not really any information that you're going to see here on some of these other contracts. So there's no point in actually trading these. You can see how it kind of has these dashes. So we just focus on the front month contract there. You can see this is where all the liquidity is, all the trading is. Everybody's buying and selling based on this. X is just if you have anything on there, it just clears it out. Here, if you want to add studies to charts, there's a way to do it from here. This one's also able to add a secondary chart to the market. So if you wanted to overlay something, you could do that. You'll also notice here there's some different things. Like if you wanted to put Fibonacci retracements or things like that, I'm going to show you how to do that later. Create boxes. Different things are done right there. But for right now, we're just going to focus on just using the arrow here. So, but you can see how you can draw different things on the charts. So if you want to mess around and play with that, you can a little bit. But it's just all done right here off this. Here, just the different styles of price action you can see. This is just you can see this is just what they call a bar chart. A little bit harder to read, but just to give you some basic understanding of this. If you see this particular bar here, the 17 o'clock bar, that was the open of that time frame. It traded as high as there, and it closed right there during that. So you can see the open is on the left, the close is on the right, and then these long bodies are going to be the high and low of that trading session. We glean more information, and visually you can see it's much easier to see the same price. So this is that same candle here. So it's just easier to see on this particular chart here. We always look at a 5-minute chart. That's what we look at. So this would be a 5-minute representation of that chart. Now, the time frames on here are all set at Central Time. So the market actually opened at 8:30, which was this particular candle right here. So if you're Pacific time, that would be 6:30 your time. So you can see one of the things we look at is when we look at the actual price is what they represent. So this particular opening candle, the open of 8:30 was at the price on the right. You can see over there it's 1875.25. What that represents is the S&P when it opened was at 1875.25, and you'll notice how each tick. You'll notice if I go up one, it says 1875.50, 1875.75, 1876. So the way we like to express that would be just like a dollar. There's 4 quarters in a dollar. There are 4 ticks in a point is the way we look at that. And we'll get into exactly how much that is per tick dollar amount wise, but this particular one candle here you can see was roughly 3 points, an additional 3 points, and an additional 3 points. So just this move right off the gate there, that was a 9-point move within 15 minutes. So pretty good move here. So we're looking at this and you can see that the majority of trading, you can see as it's going higher, majority of the candles are black. And if you scroll, if you left and hold your mouse down, you can see back over here through this portion, the majority of these candles are red. A red candle indicates the exact opposite. So this particular candle, that was the open there, and that was the close of that 5 minutes. You can see prices dropping right through here. So a red candle is dropping in price. A black candle is going up in price. So when you're looking at a chart, you can just get a real basic feel. Everything's done off of a right click here. So if you were to right click onto this and you wanted to go to properties, you can come and see properties of your particular chart, kind of expand this window out just to give you some different things. You can change the color of the candles, different things. We're going to leave it as it is right now. There's some different settings you can select here as it relates to different chart stuff, but the generic setting there, if you just left click on the chart, it'll go away. But the generic settings are really what we're using. And then studies, if you open the studies, there's a whole series of studies. These are going to be more indicators as it relates to different price action. One that you'll want to be familiar with is going to be the exponential moving average. We're going to show you in the indicators how to manipulate that, but that's just a basic feel for all the different indicators that there are available. And this is a very limited list. There's thousands upon thousands. Everybody's looking for the Holy Grail, and really what we find is that paying attention to price and being able to pay attention to trends really is the key with this whole process. So hopefully that gives you just some basic understanding on the charts and what we're looking at as it relates to just overall how to use the functionality of the charts. Thank you.